and welcome back to Chat About It, Don't Shout About It with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Woke, as crowned by one of my haters. Before we get started, it would be great if you could support the channel by hitting the sub button. It would be great to have you all here. Thank you to everyone who's joined me already. I cannot run this channel without the subscribers. We have some woke TikToks today, and we're kicking off with everyone's favorite woman, Dylan Mulvaney. Now, we haven't actually heard much about the days of girlhood recently, but this TikTok that I'm about to show you, well, some of it, not all of it, was taken pre-TikTok going dark.
I think if I don't and it actually is gone, I will regret not making this. So, booby drum roll. Today is day 1042 of being a girl, and TikTok has changed the trajectory of my life in every way. Because before TikTok, I was a theater kid. I thought I would spend my life in the ensemble of a Broadway musical if I was lucky. And I was really ashamed of my queerness and my femininity. And when I got on here 4 years ago, it like unlocked a part of my brain that I didn't think I would ever share with another person, let alone like the rest of the world. And I had this viral video. I don't know if you saw it, but like it was me singing to a bison in my car. I was like, "Take my bread." And it changed everything because it taught me that I had the ability to share my creativity and humor without needing anyone else's permission. Because up until that point, I thought that someone else was in charge of my destiny and like my success. And I was waiting for someone to give me my shot. But this app gave me back my power. And I watched other people find theirs too. Because the first trans people I even connected with were on here.
Booby drum roll! Women, what do you think of the booby drum roll? Do you actually do a booby drum roll? I certainly don't. Well, I pretended to just then, but I certainly don't. And it's not actually something that I would see other women actually doing. That's really confusing. But anyway, Dylan in this TikTok admits the part where Dylan admitted the first day of girlhood was a joke. Dylan considers themselves to be a comedian of sorts, I guess you could say. The beauty of Girlhood with Dylan Mulvaney was the name of the actual podcast episode, and it was done by Ultra Beauty. Now, the comment section for this is actually turned off, but if you go to 9 minute 30 mark, and I will link this video below, you can actually see the bit where Dylan admits that it was a joke. Now, Dylan also says that they released a coming out video the day before, and this is true. This is true. Dylan did actually do this.
Here it goes. I am a girl. I am a trans woman. My new pronouns are she and they. And I suppose that this is my coming out video of sorts. While I was non-binary, I would often say that I felt less and less like a boy every day. But now I realize it really was every day I was feeling more and more like a girl. And I didn't know that. Was so scared and a little bit ashamed to even consider myself back on the binary as a trans woman. But ultimately, I have to honor that's who I am, and that's who I am supposed to be. You know, when I was 4 years old, I came to my mom and I said, "I am a girl." And, you know, God made a mistake. And she said, you know, God doesn't make mistakes, but I'm not a mistake. I'm here for a reason. And now it feels like I get to honor that inner child within me that knew that so long ago. And I finally get to be that person. And I really am so excited for you to all meet girl Dylan. And she's really excited to meet you too. Because she is so ready to be here, and she has been for a really long time.
Now, in the first TikTok video I showed you, there is actually something that Dylan said that I actually agree with, believe it or not. Dylan hints that something like TikTok allows you creative control and allows your creativity to bloom. This is actually very true, and I wish actually more people would do that. It does actually allow you to do that. But unfortunately, there's an undercurrent of negativity and activism. Tino, believe it or not, has not posted much about being misgendered since the announcement to the world that there are only two sexes. Well, the announcement to the USA, at least. UK doesn't seem to have that message yet. But anyway, let's carry on. Lily has since posted about facial feminization surgery as well. And I want to ask you, what kick does Lily actually get out of making these types of TikToks in public? I wondered if it was a link to some kind of sexual attraction to living life as a trans woman. I don't know, but here's the TikTok.
My face is about to change. Commonly referred to as FFS, facial feminization surgery is the process of making one's face more traditionally feminine. Mine will consist of 5 parts. Number 1 is my hairline. You can see it's kind of pushed back a little bit. They're going to pull it forward. Number 2, my brow bone. You can see how it's kind of protruding a little bit. They are going to shave it down so it protrudes less. Number 3 is my nose. You can see that it curves out a little bit. That's a traditionally masculine feature. We want it to push in a little bit, so they're going to shave it down. Number 4 is my jawline. Now, y'all know the meme, the traditionally chiseled male jaw. I kind of have one of those jaws, so they're going to shave it down just like my nose and my brow to give my face a softer, more feminine appearance. 5th and final is an obvious one, the Adam's apple. They are going to shave this down as well. Now, this won't affect my voice.
At most, I will have a sore throat for a couple of days.
What will be interesting is if there is going to be a massive difference in Lily's appearance. There was with Dylan. Will the same be said for Lily? I don't know. You can change your appearance, yes, but not your sex. I wonder if people will still address Lily Tino as Sir. Can I also say that I ended up on the very weird side of TikTok for this particular video? I don't know how I got there. I can't show you what I saw because it would actually go against the guidelines of YouTube. It was very, very bizarre. Now, we're going to take a look at some TikToks from Eden the doll.
This man was grooming himself at the mirror sink. So the woman who took this photo asked the man to leave.
Trans people, we need to be realistic. If you know you look like a full-grown man, then you know damn well you should not be in women's spaces. And I'm speaking as an actual trans person that transitioned over 10 years ago. There are steps that trans people have to take in their transitions to earn certain privileges, and I'm not afraid to say it. Do stories like this really help our cause? Shaving your beard in a women's locker room in front of children? What is with the damn rush to go into women's locker rooms? Focus on your transition, not locker rooms. Even I didn't step foot in women's spaces until I knew I was ready. If you know you're not ready and don't want to cause a scene, just wait. Give it time. You will get there. Most of us are just trying to blend in with society. We're not trying to cause a commotion. Unfortunately, we live in a world where presentation is everything. Taking hormones for 2 days and identifying as a woman is not enough. Whether you guys like it or not, these are the kinds of people that get all the media attention that make everyone fucking hate us. And because of them, these lawmakers have an excuse to make these ridiculous laws that affect all of us. Please don't blame all trans people for the way some of us act, because we're not all like this.
And would you believe it? I agree. You have to pass 100% for me to be 100% fooled. If you're walking in after my niece with a full beard, then you're not going to be left in there alone with her. I take issue with that. Also, when I was younger, trans people had to work really hard on their transitioning, and I don't recall any of the stuff that we get today.
When a kid tells you that they're transgender, believe them. A lot of people will say that it's impossible for a 4-year-old.
Why is it always people that don't have kids that are speaking for children? I'm trans and I've been a stepmother for the last 2 years. He's 5 now and has no idea that I'm transgender. He's not ready for that conversation, and we don't plan to tell him for a very long time until he's old enough to understand. 5-year-olds believe Santa Claus exists. And the fact you can sit there and tell me a 3, 4, 5-year-old is mentally competent enough to transition is insane and borderline. I'm thankful I waited until I was an adult, because as a child, I would not have been mentally ready for how serious a transition is. What baffles me is that these radicals think that transitions are so normal and not a big deal. My stepson, for example, loves pink and loves Barbies. And trust me, I'm all for breaking gender norms, but none of that means that he's trans. These people think children must medically transition to be validated, but they want grown men to be validated, even without a transition whatsoever. Wild. It's not safe or morally ethical to allow children to transition. Let kids be kids.
I couldn't have put this better myself. You should be keeping it away from children. Children, as she said, still believe in Santa Claus or Father Christmas, as we say here in the UK. Plus, they are not so aware of the differences between right and wrong. They need to learn that, and their innocence makes it easy for thoughts to be weaved into their little minds. Let children be children. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with some Doctor Who news, actually. Chat about it, don't chat about it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.